Hello everyone, my name is Jitendra Kumar and I work as Principal Security Architect at Microsoft. Before I begin, I just want to say how excited I am to start this journey with you. Security can sometimes feel complicated, noisy, and a lot to handle. My goal is to make it simple, clear, and easy to understand for everyone. This is my first YouTube video, and I'm looking forward to sharing something valuable with you every single week. Each week, I'll bring you the latest security update, the important changes from Microsoft security perspective, and explain security concept in very simple way. So whether you are technical or you are non-technical, you will see always walk away learning something useful. So my mission is simple: stay up to date, stay secure, and make security easier for everyone, and make it very clear in an easy way. So let's start today. My first weekly security update. The first update is about a new feature called a MCP Server for enterprise inside Microsoft Entra. Now let's first understand what is this MCP. MCP full form is Model Context Protocol. MCP is basically a way for AI app to connect to other system safely, and it is an open source standard that lets AI tools like ChatGPT or Cloud Talk things like your files, your database, your tools, your workflow or prompt. Think of MCP like a USB-C port for AI. Just like a USB-C lets you connect many devices using one simple port, MCP gives you AI one standard way to connect to many systems. Because of MCP, AI can pull real data, AI can talk real action, AI can work with tools in a controlled and secure way. It's basically turned AI from just answering your questions into a smarter helper that can do tasks using your system. So now the Microsoft has introduced MCP model server with Entra. Now let's understand this. Think of it as a central secure doorway that apps and tools can use to talk to your Entra data, like user, group, app policies, and your network access. Today, every tools talk to Entra in its own way. With MCP, everything use one standard method, which makes life easier for developer and safer for your organization. So the cool part is your app, even things like Visual Studio Code or your custom internal tools, can now ask Entra questions in natural language, discover your data, and even take action, but all in a secure, controlled through Entra permission. So MCP basically give you one secure interface, better control, easier automation, and safer integration. Now let's first understand like enable how you can enable MCP server in their tenant, right? In your tenant, so Microsoft host it, customer just turn it on. The second, like the connect a tool that support MCP, like your Visual Studio Code, your custom internal application, your automation tool, and then you can ask questions to run action using those natural language from your tools. So the tool send request to the MCP server, and MCP server make a request to the Entra and return that data. So you can build your automation using the same interface. So no more difference, no more any different script or different tools required. It's onboarding. It's very easy. Before MCP, admin like if you see like how we retrieve the data as of today, like from your Entra ID, right? So admin either use the PowerShell, they use the Graph API, or they use security use any other tools like, but everyone does the same task differently. But after MCP server, everyone use one standard method, admin open Visual Studio Code and simply type, let's say, create a new user name of, let's say, James, and assign him EFI license and add him to a marketing group, right? So think like if you want to do that task, you need to might be use a grab API to connect to the Entra ID, and then you need to write lots of code. But if you have MCP server, you just asking those simple questions. Your MCP server will talk to Entra ID to perform those particular actions. So MCP server translate those into the correct actions like create a user, assign license, add it to the group, apply those security policies, and it work everywhere because interface is standardized. Right? So very standard way for app to talk to the Entra. No more custom script or weird API calls. Everything use the same method. Number second, it's safe. Access is fully controlled by Entra ID permission. Nothing get more access than it should require. You can use your natural language access. Tools can ask simple questions instead of building complex API queries, and it's faster integration. Like developer can build app very quickly because MCP already provide the standard way to connect to the connect layer. It's work across cloud app and on-premises tools as well. Everything seems the same way in the secure. So that is we have like the first update in Entra. Now let's go, and then the second update is about a new feature in Security Copilot. Um, Microsoft Entra now let you explore security data in a clear and easier way, and especially when your result have more than 10 rows. Like so, like if you know what is Security Copilot is all about, so we have the Microsoft Security Copilot, and then you have onboarded that particular tool. And I'm going to cover the Security Copilot in our next upcoming session. What this tool is all about, how it can help you in your security environment, um, to help security team and the SOC team in a better and much faster way using the AI, right? So now first understand this particular second feature that we have, because Security Copilot is available by part of Microsoft Entra ID, either in standalone experience or embedded experience, right? The Security Copilot, let's me give some small introduction about the Security Copilot. Like Security Copilot is like a smart security teammate that will help you to investigate faster, understand those particular tech very quickly, and make better decision. Normally, security work uh, and take time. So checking logs, opening incidents, searching alerts, correlating those particular signals. Security Copilot does this in seconds. So think like if you don't have the Security Copilot, and then how much time in your environment as today you take for to investigate an incident, right? But if you have Security Copilot, within a second it will can analyze those hundred of alerts part of the security incident, and then can summarize what's going on, what happened exactly, how many entities got impacted, what action do you need to take. Either you need to block a particular user, or you need to have that user to be disabled, or you need to follow up with the user. Hey, what something is going on. If you see, did you you know trigger those particular action in an environment? So Security Copilot will help you in those scenarios. Even it's more than those just triaging the incident. Even if you're using different for endpoint, different for clouds app, or any tool is part of your different suites in different XDR. If using Sentinel, Entra ID, Intune, Preview, Security Copilots available in those tools as well. And then it will work with your data. It will work within the data for the security within security tools. Now, before this, when control give you a response with a long list of user device sign-ins, alerts, you have to scroll and manually look through those everything. That's your Security Copilot, and you ask, hey, how many? Uh, can you please provide me user that are risk in my Entra ID? Security Copilot come up around might be 200 records. What happened before this particular update? So then you didn't have an option where you can click and then see all those 100 records on a single page. So now going forward, this make investigation much easier now. So because now Copilot open up a proper data grid, basically a clear table, so you can quickly sort, filter, search, and analyze large set of security information. And then how it is useful, this will make investigation much easier, you are checking risky sign-ins, failed login attempts, or suspicious user, Copilot now give you a nice clear table. You can sort by risk level, you can filter by user, and even open the underlying graph API URL directly. So you always know where to data is coming from. And what admin need to do, there is nothing heavy to set up. Just make sure the latest Security Copilot update are enabled in your tenant. When you get Security Copilot response with a long list, simply click open the list and you will see a full clear data grid. And how this help your organization? This improve decision making instead of copying result into the Excel or manually checking those particular each time. Copilot now give you a full accurate table instantly, so you investigate is quicker and your response time get better. This is in public preview right now, this particular feature, but you have more easy way to investigate those particular report that you get. Now let's see the third update. We have Microsoft Entra conditional access support for account recovery. So this third update is about important improvement in Microsoft Entra ID that will genuinely help your organization stay safer, especially during account recovery. So what have changed? Microsoft just updated conditional access so that it now work even during account recovery. This means when someone forget their password or get locked out, the recovery process can now follow your security rules like compliant device or trusted location. So why this matters? Earlier, when a user clicked forget password, the reset follow-up didn't fully respect your conditional access policy. So even if a user didn't meet some security requirement, like a device, either your device is compliant, you coming from a trusted location, still you would be able to reset your password, and this create a security gap. So with this new update, account recovery also goes through your conditional access evaluation. So the organization stay protected even during recovery. So what this mean in a real life? Let's say if a hacker try to reset a password from an unusual location, your conditional access will block it. If a user try to reset their password on a non-compliant device, conditional access can stop that too. Only legitimate user who meet policy requirement can complete the recovery process. So what admin should do for this particular update? Admin don't have to do anything. Just review your conditional access policy and decide if you want the same rules applied during account recovery. Now, suggestion from my side, check if your password reset account recovery process match your CA policy. Make sure MFA rules and device compliant rules are what they want during recovery, or this will help you to close security gap and reduce any identity based attack. Now let's see the fourth. Now let's jump to our next important security update for this week, and this is one of the biggest improvement for protecting user account, especially in hybrid environment where you are syncing identities between your on-premises and Active Directory Entra ID. So Microsoft Entra ID, Microsoft Entra connect security hardening to prevent user account takeover. So this is simple, powerful method. So let's say uh, Microsoft has already new security check inside Entra connect to help block account takeover attempts. So it prevent attackers from sneaking into a cloud account by modifying things in the on-premises environment. And sometime what happen, attackers try to take over an identity by changing their UPN or linking on a on-prem account to the cloud account they should not have access to. So previously, this type of bad mapping could sync up to Entra ID without being detected. So now with this update, Microsoft Entra Connect perform extra security check before syncing user account. So if something looks suspicious, For example, two different users map to the same cloud identity, the sync tool will block it immediately. So why this matter? This is really important because attackers often focus on identity mismapping as a takeover method. With this new check, organization can stop these attacks earlier and protect the user account before anything gets synced. So Microsoft also added a new attribute where admin can check, and that attribute is on premises distinct name, so which help confirm that the right on-prem user is mapped to the right cloud identity. So what admin should do: upgrade to the latest Entra Connect Sync version, review your identity mapping if you are complex environment, and check the new security recommendation and fix your mismatch. Disable any legacy and secure provisioning script if you are still have them. Now let's talk today generic topic that everyone can understand, even if you are a non-technical. So what are plugins in Microsoft Copilot world? And those plugins is most like used everywhere inside the Copilot inside the Microsoft, right? So plugins, if I say in a very simple word, so plugins are trusted connectors that allow Microsoft Copilot to safely interact with your organization data and system so it can perform accurate and real tasks. Think of plugins like small app or helper that make Copilot smarter. Just like your phone has app or map, whether banking, food delivery, Copilot also need app so it can do more than just answer the questions. So these are app called plugins, and a plugins basically connect your security copilot to your product data, your system, or your data source. Without a plugins, Copilot can only talk about general information. But if we have the plugins, Copilot can take real action and work with your organization tools in a much safer way. And then also, let's say the plugins are used to Copilot can like why what Copilot can do with those plugins. So it can read real data, take real action, work with your internal system, follow your security policies, give accurate result based on your environment. So plugins allow Copilot to do real work instead of just giving general answer. So that's what it make the difference between a security Copilot or any Copilot within the Microsoft and your general Chat GPT, right? It work with your real data when you have the plugins. So a plugins in Entra ID, let's say one example, Security Copilot, right? It's used some plugins to connect with the different security tools. So let's say the Entra ID. So a plugins for Entra ID let Copilot understand user, device, identity, and data. A plugin for different XDR lets Copilot analyze alerts, incident, or those other security informations as well. A plugins for the Sentinel let Copilot run KQL queries and dig into the security logs or analyze any Sentinel incident and find the summary for you, right? A plugins for ServiceNow lets Copilot create and update the tickets. So each plugins act like a small bridge between the Copilot and the tool it needs to work with. So how to use the plugins? Good news, you don't have to install anything manually. If your admin has enabled those tools, Copilot tools like Microsoft 365 Copilot, Security Copilot, Copilot will automatically load the right plugins when needed. For example, if you ask Copilot, show me real sign-in risk, it automatically use the Entra plugins. But the only thing like in the Security Copilot, first you need to just turn it on, one of the option button, okay, hey, enable the plugins. And then once you have enabled the plugins, all those related APIs or methods available to the Security Copilot, and those will be used automatically by the Security Copilot backend orchestra engine to pull those particular information using those plugins. So let's say if you ask, summarize me high severity alert in different XDR. So it will use automatically the different XDR because we have given, okay, Security Copilot, where do you have to go? You have to go in the Defender XDR, look the incident 123, find me, analyze all those alerts, part of the security incident, and get me the summary what happened. And what happened, give me more details about each entity that got impacted, part of an incident. and then also let me know if those particular reputation score for those entities might be like the IP address. Either those are risky or not. So then it will automatically go and take the help of the plugins for different threat intelligence to find the reputation score for that IP address and will give to you. So think like if you're going to analyze those particular incident or those data going into the multiple tools, how much time it will take. But if you have Security Copilot, you have the right plugins enabled, so then Security Copilot AI power tool will help you to analyze and give you the best result. Okay, so saying that, so that were the security weekly update for Jan 30th, 2026. And please stay tuned for next security update. And then I'll be covering more about one more general topic every week. And if you like it, please let me know. If you need further information, please feel free to let me know that one as well. So thank you so much again for listening.